here from City, and I'm really pleased to present tonight's webinar to you. Tonight's webinar is called Hospitality and Tourism, What's Next? It's organized by City in partnership with Università IULM from Italy. So if you want, you can look for the chat box right here below in the Zoom menu, and you can tell us where you're connected from, and you can say hi, and then during the presentation, you can leave your questions on the Q&A box that you will find on the Zoom menu, and we will answer them all by the end of the presentation on the Q&A section. So I hope you really enjoy this webinar as much as we will. We are really proud to present this excellent program to you of this excellent Italian university who has many international programs. So tonight we will talk about hospitality and tourism, what's next? So without further ado, we can start right in with the presentation. Our first speaker will be Professor Paola Iemmalo, HR Director, Principe di Savoia and Eden Dorchester Collection. So Paola, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lucia, and thank you to Lucia and City, to Manuela De Carlo for inviting me this evening and for the possibility to present Dorchester Collection. I just put the presentation. Can everyone see the presentation?
Yes, we can see it perfectly, Paola. Thank you.
Fantastic. So we will immediately presenting our hotels. Dorchester Collection is a small collection of 10 iconic addresses, 10 extraordinary hotels, and as I said, a small, unique collection. Here you can see that under the umbrella of Dorchester Collection, there are iconic brands like Le Maurice, like Dorchester in London, 45 Park Lane, or Tower Park in Ascot, the Plaza in Paris, Hotel Eden or Hotel Principe di Savoia, the two hotels that I represent here in Italy. Then we have two other amazing properties in Los Angeles, the Beverly Hills and Bel Air. And finally, another one join us by the end of the year, that is the Lana, that will be open in Dubai in the next month. So you can see here where we are located. Why we say that we have 10 iconic addresses? Because each of our hotel has been bought and been unified in the collection, because each of them has a legendary history, a strong heritage. I give you only the example of the Dorchester, and I invite you to see in these days what the social media post about this hotel. Is the hotel where the Queen Elizabeth stay before her coronation. And in this day where the King Charles will be coronated, we have decided to revisit the facade of our hotel to remember the coronation of the Queen and to welcome the coronation of the new King. So be part of this hotel as employees means be part of the legend. And this is simple, extraordinary. We will have another new hotel that will join us in 2028, and this hotel will be in Tokyo, and we will have the highest tower in Tokyo at that time. So amazing thing will happen in our collection, and we will hope to have in the meantime our new hotel. Our aim is to remain small. We will consider to have maximum 15 hotels as part of our collection. And immediately I will explain you why. Because we want to offer to our guests unique experiences. We want to offer to our guests something that can live only in our hotels. And to remain consistent in this offering, to be relevant for our guests, we have decided that we cannot add too many hotels to our collection. Our collection is a collection when the culture play an important role. Our culture is really, really simple. We simply say we care. And we want to create an environment where people feel safe and respected, where we can create a positive engagement in order to permit to our people to prosper and to live really our values. When I say our people, I say exactly our people, our guests, and our owners. And our culture is based simply on our vision, that is our ultimate goal, our mission that permit to say how we reach this goal, and our values that inspire every single day in our hotel, our action. Our vision is very, very simple. Treasured by guests, cherished by employees, and celebrated worldwide. As soon as you listen this vision, you immediately understand the centrality of people. We are in the hospitality industry. People are the heart of everything we do, and our people, our employees, create this magic moment for our guests. And only if we are able to create this magic moment, we can treasure and we can be treasured by our guests, and we can be celebrated worldwide. And our vision is sustained, as I said, by 5 simple values: passion, personality, respect, working together, and creativity. And all this is realized through this mission. We care genuinely, we encourage diversity, we work together as a team, a hotel and a collection. If we don't work together, we are not able to create this magic moment. The experience that the guests live in our hotel is like a roller coaster. Obviously, we cannot permit that this happens, so working together is extremely important. We are nimble in all we do. We have to be agile. We have to simplify our process. And in this, our people are the main actor. We model kindness over process. We remain authentic and relevant in every changing world. So the world is changing. Our real true, our culture will remain always the same. We protect our unique legacy whilst evolving in this world, and we are socially vibrant, bringing life to ourselves. Now, I imagine that you ask yourself, why, Paola, you are telling us this? Because if you decided to work in this fantastic environment, I tell you, I started 30 years ago, and honestly, I reached this field not for my choice at the beginning, because my professor in the university said to me, Paola, I permit you to prepare your thesis only if you study what's happened in the hospitality industry. I speaking about another history, another historical period. In 1919, in Italy, the hospitality industry was mainly composed by family hotel, and only Chiga, Jolly, and Hilton were present as a company. I said, why not? Okay, I try. And then I started to work in this world. And after 30 years, I still here. And every day I reach my hotel saying, wow, what a wonderful job I do. But why I say this? Because I live and I work for an hotel who has exactly the values I have. And this is extremely important. I love to create connection with people. I love to create engaging moment with people. I love to take care of them. I love not to have the routine. I love attention to detail. I love communicate with people. I love to be flexible. And all these kind of soft skills are necessary to work in our field. And all these soft skills, you can see that they are reflected in our values, in our mission. So when you decide to work for a company, the first suggestion I can give to you is verify if your values perfectly match with the value of the company, because this simplify your life and permit you to fall in love with your job. This is the brand promises we do to our guests. If we are able to put in place what we say in our values and in our vision, we are able to offer to our guests a certain way of life, a certain way of luxury. We are able to create meaningful relationship. And doing this, we are able to become legendary, as is legendary each of single hotel we have. This is the reason why I invited you to go and see what's happened at the Duchesses in these days. So our people are key. And as our people are key, we have decided to develop for them a very engaging employee journey, moving from the awareness till the stay in touch. What does we mean for awareness? When someone starts to think about working in the hospitality industry, go and see on the website the characteristic of the company, go and see on social media what's happened in this company, what's happened in this hotel. And through awareness, we celebrate what's happened in our hotels. If you follow on social media the Duchess Collection, Principe di Savoy, Hotel Eden, or one of our hotels, you can see how in reality we live our values, we live our vision. We celebrate the people who is able to create amazing, fantastic moments with our guests. We celebrate people who stay with us since year. We celebrate how we are supported versus our social responsibility, how we are diverse and inclusive in our choice and in our manning. So looking who we are through this channel, you really understand once again if this company, if the Chester Collection can mix with who you are and your values. Then, of course, there is all the assessment or the recruiting process, the offer and acceptance when we propose the possibility to offer in one of our hotels. Pre-arrival and engagement is a key moment because as you, when invite people at your home, you prepare everything in order to have all perfect ready when they arrive. We do exactly the same when a new team member join in our hotel. So this phase, the pre-arrival and engagement one, is the most important one for us, because when you enter at the first day and you feel welcome, this gives you a great sense of belonging since the beginning. This gives you the possibility to feel yourself really, really important. Arrival and onboarding is another important step. We don't leave you alone when you join our hotel, but one of our team members follow you for the first 6 months, help you to orientate yourself in your new job in the company, help you to live inside the company the first experience and to create relationship with the other colleague. Then we have the experience phase where you start to develop yourself and start to attend to different training that permit you to see yourself projected in the future. It could be that there is also the case that at a certain point our life decided to take 2 different roads. So departure and pre-departure is another important moment that we manage in a proper way, because we understand why. We want to understand why the person wants to choose another opportunity and try to do our best to leave in the person the best memories. And last but not least, stay in touch. Because even if you go outside and try a new experience, it's important that we maintain in touch, because in the future, you can come back in our company and come back enriched by new experiences. You can see here that each single phase of this journey is rich of learning opportunities, is rich of development moments. Just to give you an example, as soon as the person enters in our hotel as engaged to permit to understand and orientate himself in the new reality, he starts to be part of. Then we have some safety training, of course, because we have to be compliant with this kind of aspect, but also fundamental of hospitality. Also training, learning opportunities on communication and empathy. Empathy is another important skills to have as we get in touch with people each single day. Then storytelling and spatial moments, cross-exposure in different departments, fundamental of service recovery. And another important moment in the first 6 months of the first experience, your plan. What does it mean? You sit down with your manager and you start to see yourself in these first 6 months of experience in the hotel. How you behave, how you fit with the culture, how you, your strengths, your development needs in order to continue in your developing journey. And then once again, other cross-exposure in other departments to permit to know better the hotel. And last but not least, experience the hotel as a guest to have a different point of view. So our commitment for our employee is, it's your future, let's create it together. We want people who continue to develop, don't stay linked to one situation, because the enrichment of our people means the enrichment of our hotel. And you can see in this triangle, like after 6 months, for the training I just explained to you at the bottom of this triangle, permits to the new employee to become an ambassador. Then we will help this employee to deliver the ultimate guest experience. As I said at the beginning, we love to personalized experience to our guests, and this means that we have to be super performant in this from this point of view. Then we hope our people to master the role, developing the soft skill and the technical skill I explained at the beginning, the ones who match with our culture. And last but not least, we help our people to grow, to become leader, and to become an inspirational leader for future employees. So, is it possible to have a future in hospitality? It's possible to have a brilliant future in hospitality. Here you can see how many opportunities there are, how many departments there are in our hospitality world. From housekeeping to food and beverage, kitchen, engineering, accounting, security, people and culture, sales and marketing, purchasing, information technology, spa, boutique and retail, contact center, and of course, you can see also our front desk. Our organizational structure is this one. So we have a GM and we have 4 directors in each single area. Director of operation, where all the operational parts, that includes all the operational part of the hotel, director of sales and marketing, director of people and culture, and director of finance. How we can arrive to this position? My suggestion is, and I come back to this slide, to have an experience from the basement. You have to invest more or less 1 year of your working life understanding what the hotels works from, as I said, the basement. You can choose the area that is more closer to your skills and to your aptitude, to your desire, to your wishes. And moving from here, we can start to create a career in the hospitality industry. Here at the Chester Collection, we have a program which is called the Ultimate Leader Program. that permit to our people to become a leader with this program in 1 or 2 years. What is necessary for this program? A bachelor degree in hospitality or management or similar, an authorization to work in the chosen country, because we have obviously 4 different countries, a good knowledge of the language of the country the person goes to work, and during these 24 months, we will have the possibility to explore, as I said, the operational part, rotate in different departments, if 12 months in 2 departments, if 24 months in 4 departments, having the support of a network that permits to the person to develop, and the support of the mentor of the network means the mentor, the community of ultimate leader programs, means the people and culture team of the hotel that regularly meet the person and help in the development path, and last but not least, a buddy who helps the person to navigate in these 12 and 24 months. Then we have a leadership program with the a university, a partnership with the Swiss Education Group. And then we have a lot of opportunity with our Dorchester Collection Academy to grow and to develop the skills you need to develop. Obviously, it's necessary to be passionate, it's necessary to be engaged by this environment. I just finished today a meeting with our 6 Ultimate Leader program, and 4 of these 6 Ultimate Leader program came from the Master of IULM, and they said to me, these years have been for me an amazing opportunities. I learned how to properly spend myself in this world in the university, thanks to IULM, and now I learn how to put in practice what I've learned in my university. And I see my future in a different way. I feel confident because I don't feel alone. I have the support of great colleagues who help me to develop. Obviously, it's tiring because working in our environment means sometimes working during Saturday, Sunday, working during evening. But in the meantime, on the other side, I've also the possibility to have some time off that compensate this tough period of time that we have to manage due to the peak activity, peak season. So it's amazing environment with a lot of opportunities in each of these single departments, and we mix a great opportunity in terms of learning and development in university with a great opportunity in a company. If I'm able to have also a foreign experience and not only to work in a unique country, in a unique environment, the hospitality industry offer a really fast track to reach in a very short time a leadership position where each of you can do effectively the difference. So I
Oh, I'm sorry, Paola. Thank you very much for the presentation. I don't know if I interrupted you. It seems like you were.
No. I ended my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. It was quite a complete and interesting presentation. We will now go on with our schedule, introducing the next panelist. In this case, we will be before to Maya Cosentino, who's currently meeting and events manager at the Hoxton, in Paris. Maya, please go ahead.
Yes, so thank you so much, Lucia, and thank you to Professor Emanuela Di Carlo for inviting me here today. My name is Maya, and I graduated from IULM 2.5 years ago, almost 3 now, at the end of 2020. And since then, I've always been working in the hospitality industry. I was working at the time already in Portugal in operations and events for Selina, which is a hostel chain and lifestyle chain. And now I moved 2 years ago to Paris, and I'm working as we said before, as an events operations manager for the Hoxton Hotel. So I will first explain to you what I am doing now exactly more in detail and what is my role on a day-to-day basis. And then I will tell you some of the moments and some of the learnings that I got from IULM and that I think that you can get as well during your experience. So I've been working as an events manager since 1 year now. Before I was working in front desk and bar for another hotel. So I have a very operational background now. And basically what I do, I take all the information about the events that we will have at the hotel in all of our areas of the hotel, F&B areas. And I communicate all of them to all the teams of the hotel, from the reception to the restaurant to the maintenance, the housekeeping. So it is a very varied role where you can really get in touch with all the departments. And then after that, of course, I have to take care of the events on a daily basis. From the setup, so the before, the during, and the after the event. And of course, I have to manage the team that is working on the event and to make sure that basically the clients are getting the experience that they want. We have many different kinds of clients as well. We work with fashion brands, with music, with the music industry, with consulting, with banks. So I think if you want to get a role that will show you not only all the departments of the hotel, but also in general, like they will give you a wider perspective on other industries, I think that working in events and in sales can really help you. So this is what I do now, and what I did for to arrive here was basically to get an international experience during my studies as well, which is something that you can get at IULM for sure. In the second year, you can go to Florida or to France, or as I did the Erasmus in Riga. So that was also a very good experience for me because it got me to understand a different culture and to work on my intercultural communication skills, which of course are essential in the hospitality industry, not only to communicate with the guests and to understand the guests that you have in front of you, but also to communicate with the teams, because often you get to work with someone that is not from your country. So as soon as you get used to it, the better, in my opinion. Then regarding the courses, what I really enjoyed and what I think it's going to help you is definitely the presence of job labs. In particular, the one that we did for at Principe di Savoia, the company visit, is something that really inspired me to get more into the hospitality industry. And I still remember the project on the Tavolo di Cristallo, the crystal table for Principe di Savoia, and working with the F&B departments. Now I understand more what it means to work on new ideas in a restaurant and how really everyone can bring something new on the table. So that is something that I think is still in place, and I think you can really get inspired from it. And another tip that I can give you is definitely to start to think early about your thesis and think about something that could be helpful for you in your career. For example, what I did was a thesis on HR and employee engagement with Professor Quaratino. And this is something that is actually helping a lot now that I have to manage a team. I'm always thinking of new ways to understand them, to clearly communicate, and like to manage our internal communication in a way that can make the work seem more clear and more fun. And it's nice to see how sometimes I go back to my thesis and I still read it, and I can think of like new possibilities and new things that I can do in my job now after having read like a chapter or like a page of the thesis. I was getting inspired. So definitely I will recommend you to really put an effort on your thesis and work on something that you're passionate about. So for me then, after, I will hope to answer to all your questions. And I would leave the floor to Francesco if he wants to continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Maya, for your presentation. As you will said, we will now leave the floor to Francesco Catarsi, currently working as a hotel operations supervisor at the student hotel in Barcelona. Please go ahead.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Lucia, and thanks to IULM for giving me the opportunity to speak today. So yeah, I'm Francesco. I come from Italy, and I'm currently working in Barcelona as a hotel operations supervisor for a company called the Social Hub. Formerly was the Student Hotel. They just did the rebranding this winter, so they changed the name. It's a pretty new company. Last 10 years they expanded. They have 13 hotels in different locations, and it's not only a hotel, it's also a student accommodation, extended stay. They have extended stay rooms and also co-working spaces. So let's say it's a mix of various business models. And here what I do is basically running the daily operations of the front desk. I have a team of 9 people under me, and well, I do the schedule for them. I'm constantly with them on the floor, and let's say a connection between the managers, the general manager, the operation manager, and the team on the floor. So I do the meeting with the managers, and then I report all the informations to my team, and I try to manage them depending on the issues that may come during the daily operations. I'm in contact with housekeeping, I'm in contact with events. So, you know, the good part of working in reception is that you are in contact with all the various departments of the hotel, and you get to know various people and how the various departments operate. So to arrive to my current role, I worked several years. As I started as waiter, then as receptionist. I worked both in F&B and in reception because I wanted to have a broad experience as possible. I also thought about working housekeeping, which is something that I would recommend, even though at the end I didn't do it, because it's also useful to understand how a hotel operates on that side. And so I work also as a maitre in a hotel. So I was responsible for the creation of, for the managing of weddings. So I worked also in events, which is also a very fun experience. I also recommend it. And in IULM, I did the first year in Italy and the second year in the United States. And I can say that this experience was really helpful, both of them, because in Italy, you have more lessons in the classroom. So you have the possibility to meet various professors, speak with your colleagues, and do various workshops. For example, we did the workshops with soft skills. That was very useful because we developed, for example, teamwork, leadership, and these are skills that at the end you have to use every day in the work I'm doing. So it was really really helpful. Whereas in the United States, they have a completely different approach. It's more like work from home, doing papers. So it was more about time management, writing skills, creating presentations, and also a lot about networking. In the US, I really learned the importance of networking, which is something I would really push people to do. So get to meet people, go to meetings, go to participate, for example, in programs where you can meet various managers of hotels, because this is really useful one day. For example, in the US, I became friends with some professors, and when I did my thesis, I went back with them, and they helped me creating an academic article from my thesis that will be published hopefully the next month. So, knowing people, it's always nice, because one day this relationship can always be useful. So yeah, my thesis was on crisis and disaster management, especially on music festivals and how they were impacted from COVID-19, because I also graduated like Maya right after COVID in 2020. It was really nice to see how the various companies changed and were affected by COVID-19, and how this digital transformation became more and more present in music festivals, but also in hotels. So this is more or less my path, my working experiences and my studies. I say that the master, compared to what I did in the bachelor, was really helpful, because there were a lot of case studies, a lot of meet and greet with the managers and with the different hotel chains. In the US, we did a huge job fair where we could meet hotel and companies from all over the US. So this was really something that helped me getting the knowledge that then I'm using now on a daily basis. So I would say that 1 year, 2 years of in Italian we say gavetta, which is starting from the bottom and understanding how operations are in a hotel, and then aspiring to become someone, a supervisor and then a manager. It's much easier if you've done a master like the one we did in IULM and also in UCF, thanks to this exchange program that I did. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francesco, for also your interesting presentation. So now, last but not least, we'll have the presentation of Professor Manuela Di Carlo, who is the director of this master. Professor, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for organizing this meeting. Thank you, a special thanks to Paola Iemallo, to Francesco and Maya to be with us and to develop this topic so important. It's so interesting for you young graduates keen to starting a master program and a career in hospitality. So just a few words to explain more in details who we are and give you some ideas on why it can be interesting to specialize in tourism in hospitality in IULM, and what are the key points, the key strong points of our program. I must say that there is a significant gap today between professional profiles and skills wanted by tourist companies and those of graduates from university courses. There is really a strong gap, and this gap is a growing gap after the COVID that accelerated a lot of the trend of change, like, for example, digitalization, sustainability, new trends that ask for new profile. as a university and as a master, especially as a master, which is the last mile toward the job, toward the professional life, as a university, as a master, we are very committed to redesign and update our program to respond to these needs, to the new needs, and to support companies and institutions to leverage on technologies to put in place the required upskilling of people. So in this scenario, why IULM can be an interesting place to specialize and to start a career in hospitality and tourism. There are, I think, two main strengths of our university. First, a very strong focus on tourism, and second, a multidisciplinary approach where you have strong synergies between tourism and creative industries and communication. I want to share with you some slides about the program. Yes, here you can see my slide. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes, we can see it perfectly.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, as I said, a strong commitment from IULM University in innovation, in education, in tourism. 20 years ago, IULM launched the first Bachelor in Tourism in Italy. And in 2004, we launched the first master completely in English in master program in Italy. 6 months classes, 6 months internship to accelerate the learning and training to these companies, to these sectors, to become managers in this sector. And 6 years ago, we started with the dual degree. Master in Hospitality and Tourism Management with the University of Central Florida. So a big investment in new programs designed with the partner companies to respond to these needs of new skills and professional profiles. What are the characteristics of IULM? Why IULM is so interesting? The investment, the strong investment on new programs, but also a specificity of our position is this multidisciplinary approach. You have a faculty of interpreting and translation, a faculty of communication, a faculty of art and tourism. So strong connection among languages, communication, and creative industries that are linked to the tourism, that have strong synergies with tourism. This is a really characteristic of our approach, both in terms of research and in terms of program, master program and education program. Concerning the master in hospitality and tourism management, so the program, the dual degree program that Maya and Francesca attended in the last years, there are 3 characteristics that are make this master an interesting place to specialize. First, the stronger collaboration and connection with companies. Second, a very international experience at different levels. And third, the learning approach, approach, a very hands-on learning approach. Concerning the collaboration, here you have the example with Dorchester Collection. Dorchester is our partner, and in the last, I would say, in the last 20 years, we work together in different programs. Probably not 20, but 15 certainly, because we started with some managers of the chairs of design, the first master, 1-year master, and then in the last 10 years, a lot of research project and laboratory and work and field project for our students. So the collaboration with company is really a strong point for us, because allow us to redesign every year our programs to be in line with the big changes in this industry. Then a strong international experience that start in class, Here you see the profile of this class, this year class. As you can see, we have a lot of nationalities, a lot of university background, so a rich exchange among students with very different cultural background, but also the possibility to move abroad, to have an international experience. You have the first year in IULM, but then you can choose, you have a dual degree in United States, so the second year in the United States with a dual degree and an American degree, an Italian degree in University of Central Florida in Orlando, and or to stay in IULM, but here you have the possibility, as Maya presented before, to have a semester abroad in a very wide network of partner university, or to organize your internship abroad, which is a very interesting opportunity, especially for Italian students, but also for international students that decide to move to other countries in our international network. Here in IULM, you have two possible specialization that we completely redesign after the COVID with a small group of partner companies. This is a nice example on how we are always moving towards new content, new specialization, new area of innovation also. One specialization is on digital technologies and data for tourism and creative industries, and the other is more on sustainable destination management communication. So two different fields, that are in a big transformation, and students here have the possibility to specialize through the courses, so the two specialization, through the study abroad in a network of university. Each one has a specific specialization, and then the thesis and the internship. So different possibility to build a very personalized profile and specialization path. So those are the main characteristics of the program. The third one, so connection with companies, international experience, also in terms of the faculty, which is a very international faculty of professional but also academics for leader university in different countries. We work with colleagues of IHL, of Università della Svizzera Italiana, of Salzburg University. But also, as I said, the third characteristic, a very innovative teaching mix, where we have the majority of our sessions are very practical, hands-on session with case studies, exercises, training on the job, company visit, field projects, where students apply directly in a very concrete situation with often the advice of senior managers, of professionals, the content, the modules that they receive in class. So a very active learning approach. Okay, so I will leave the floor to your questions, because I don't want to.
Thank you very much, Manuela, for this presentation. I will invite also, thank you very much, the rest of our panel to participate in this Q&A section. Thank you very much to all of our participants. You're still in time to place your questions on the Q&A box so we can read them out loud, and we can have our fantastic panel to answer them all. So let's see, we can start with this question that says, can we do the program from remote? I don't know, maybe Manuela, you could, we have a student asking if they can do the program from remote.
Sorry, they are asking, sorry?
Yes, if they can study the program from remote.
They can study the program from?
remote, like from?
Yeah,
online?
no. The program is in presence, so we don't have. We have some online session with, for example, testimonials or participants from abroad, but all the lessons are in presence in IULM, and I think that the big values is the participation. The attendance is not compulsory, but is strongly recommended because the richness of the connection with the students in class, with the professionals in class, or in the companies where we do our project, it's really the big plus of the program, I think. So.
Okay, I agree. Thank you very much, Manuela. Another question that maybe you can answer too, otherwise let me know. I would like to know about the requirements and application process. Can you please explain?
The requirement for application, you have a different requirement depending on the path you decide to select. But to enter, you have from abroad, you have a selection process based on an Oxford test to evaluate, to assess the knowledge of English. And then if you pass if you have a level of at least B2, then you have a selection through an interview. So those are the steps for the selection. Then if you decide to apply for the dual degree United States, here you need a GPA of 3 out of 4, which means 3 out of 4 of GPA, and then and this is compulsory, GPA of 3 out of 4 on the grades of the bachelor and on the grades of the exam of the first semester in IULM. So those are the main features, but you can have a very clear and detailed explanation on the website of the course, of the master course.
Okay, thank you very much, Manuela. So going through with the questions, I remind our participants that you can still put your questions on our Q&A box. Then another question says, what are the main jobs in this field?
But on this, I would leave the floor to Paola.
Thank you, Emanuela. So there is a variety of jobs, from rooms to F&B to events. So from rooms, for example, we have all the front desk team who is there to help and welcome the guests when they arrive to the hotel. They are main point of reference for our guests, and is also one of the most important point of contact where the employee can really know the guest and create a relationship with him and share the information they have. For example, when they welcome the guest and follow the guest, escort the guest to the room, share the information they obtain to the other department in order to create a sense of knowledge about the guest and permit to all the other departments to create a very personalized experience. Here at the Dorchester Collection, we have divided this front desk job into 4 different type of job. We have our host who only welcome the guest and create a relationship with him, the taskmaster who take care of all the administrative parts, check-in, check-out, then they prepare all the documents for the journey of the guest in our hotel, and they work with the concierge too. The concierge are the part of the front desk who take care of the needs of the guest, like, for example, reserve a taxi, reserve La Scala, a theater, a museum, an exhibition, a flight, restaurant, everything the guest needs in our hotel. Suggest how to spend a day in our hotels, in our city, suggest a restaurant. So it's a great job where our people can really help to the guests to realize every wishes, desire she has. Then we have all the F&B environment. In the F&B, we have all the events part, as Maya described very well. Then we have all the outlets, restaurants, bar, breakfast, and here we have waiter, where they do the service, but honestly, today do the service doesn't mean to bring simply a plate to the table, but means once again create a relationship with the guest, means be able to talk with the guest about everything, from a book to a movie, from what we have in the city. Once again, is a position where we build relationship. Then we have accounting, and accounting, system marketing, people and culture are the type of job that you can find in each of other field. The differences in the hospitality industry, as well underlined both by Maya and Francesco, is this staff department play an important role to create a unique environment, working together with each single department inside the hotel. If we don't work together, so if people in culture feel consider, okay, I'm open to 9, from 9 to 5, and then I finish, this doesn't create the necessary environment we need to have an engaging environment both for our guests and for our people. So being a people and culture team member in an hospitality industry means leave the environment of the hospitality, leave the hotel from the basement. The same from sales and marketing, the same for accounting. I give you a simple example, and I'm so happy to share this example with you. One of our accounting taking care of the payment of the invoices of our guests has been rewarded by our guests as one of the main guest-oriented people he never met in his life. So you can imagine one person behind the scene who was able to create such great relationship with the guest. So even if the technical skills are really important in this part, having also this soft skill, the relationship skill, permit to you to play the role in a different way in our environment. Then we have engineering. Then we have in our hotel, we have an architect who take care of the refurbishment of the hotel. Every year we invest 4% of our revenue in refurbishing our hotel. So we need a project manager in each of single of our hotel. We have communication, people who take care of the internal communication and the external communication. We have, as we said, in the circle, spa. And the spa, we have therapists and we have trainer. So we have a world of opportunities in the hotel industry. It's a mix of different positions, and I feel confident to say that there is a possibility for everyone. We can have the opportunity to choose what really fit for each of us inside an hotel.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Paola.
you.
Okay, we are reaching to the end of the event, but we will do our best to answer the last questions. We have quite a few for Maya and Francesco right here. Here one, it says, hi Maya, I'd love to have a career like yours. What do you think is more important, education or the network?
Okay, so thank you so much for the question. I think especially at the beginning of your career, they are very linked together. in the sense that, especially if you're enrolled at IULM already, you will see that through the education, you will already get in contact with a network of people, not only the professionals that are already in the industry, like professors or managers that are coming to the university or that you're meeting during the company visits, but also your colleagues as well, because you will still be in touch with them, you still remember them. So you're already in a way started to network with them. They will be future leaders one day in the hospitality industry. So I think at first they are connected. While you continue to work, when you finish university, I think that you are getting a different type of education while you're working, more on the field, of course. And as you have been able already to kind of mix the two, so mix the networking and the education, you will be able to do both also in the workplace, like to still be able to build meaningful relationships, professional relationships with people that are working with you or that worked with you in the past. And as before Paola said, when people leave a company, it doesn't mean that you will never work with them anymore. It means that one day maybe you will leave that company too, you will join another hotel and you will meet again someone that you used to work with. I still have connections with people I worked with in Portugal that are coming here, that are asking me to do interviews. Like the world is really small, so you will see that even if you are in the education and even if you start to to work, you will still have the opportunity to network, and both the skills are interconnected and are important to master and during the years. So I hope I answered to your question.
I'm pretty sure you did, Maya. Thank you very much. So we have some other question here. Here is for both Francesco and Maya, but maybe we can have this answer to Francesco so we can have his point of view. Which are the most useful skills you obtain at the master and why?
Well, so I would say there is a difference between the soft skills and hard skills. So we learn, for me at least, I had a huge knowledge. I was able to learn a huge knowledge thanks to both the lessons that we did in the classroom. I mean, really there is anything from accounting, feasibility studies, so understand how to build up your own company, things that go also beyond hospitality. Obviously it's centered on hospitality, but these are also knowledge that you can apply also to other jobs, you know. So if one day you want to move out from hospitality and go to another sector, it's still knowledge that you can use. And then for soft skills, I would say for sure teamwork, doing a lot of projects with your with the other people inside the course, leadership, because you have to understand that you have to try to leader out the presentation and speak out to your colleagues, and then also coaching. When you have a team member that you can teach things, it's also a nice way to understand how to do this. So yeah, I would say that there are both soft and hard skills that you can gain from the master.
Thank you very much, Francesco. So just the last questions before we wrap up, because we are running out of time. We don't want to steal more time to our fantastic panel or to our participants who stay with us until the end. Manuela, could you tell us a little bit about the possibilities of obtaining scholarship for international students, financial aid, or help finding accommodation?
Yeah. There are many possibilities. Here you can see in the link. If you can move to the chat, the link, you can find all the details about the scholarship and the possibility that IULM offers for financial aid for international students.
Okay, so for everyone who is interested about scholarship and financial aid, you can just click on the link I just put on the chat and you will find there all the detailed information. I would say yes. I'm sorry. Another question came up about scholarship. Of course, again, you can just go on the link. So before we close this presentation, I would like to know if any of you or all of you would like to say just a brief final message to our participants tonight to encourage them to apply for this fantastic program. Maybe, yes, Paula, go ahead.
What I can say that, as I said before, it's an amazing world. Every day is different, and people can do the difference for permit to other people to live better, to live well, and to have amazing, fantastic experience. So we are really happy to have people with this motivation to work for this great, great hospitality world.
Thank you very much, Paula. Anyone else?
Oh, thank you to everyone. As you have seen, the program, the aim of the program is really to work on your talent. So to help you during the first year to understand this big world of tourism and hospitality, and understand what is your place, what is your role, the ideal role, and then guide you in the second year to acquire all the knowledge, but also the soft skills to be protagonist in this field. So if we are available for personal interviews or for questions, I think you will receive the link to our contact. No, so
yes, tomorrow you will receive a thank you email for thank you for participating on the webinar, and also the recording for whoever would like to watch it again or share with friends, or for whoever wasn't able to attend, and also the contact information for you to get in touch with the staff of this semester. Maya and Francesco, any final words before we wrap it up?
So thank you for joining, and I really think that if you like working with a lot of people, if you like a job environment that is flexible and dynamic and it's not always the same, if you maybe don't see yourself in an office, I would recommend you to consider hospitality. And yes, so if you also, something that I really noticed working in the hospitality industry is that there really, as Paula said, there is a place for everyone. You can start in front desk, and then in a few years your interest might change. You can go to another department, you can go in the back office. From the back office you can come back to the front, you can try the restaurant. So really I think it's a very open-minded industry in that sense. So really considering also the fact that if you're starting hospitality, if you're starting to work in a hotel, you can start in a place and then like in 10 years see yourself in a completely different direction. So if that intrigues you, I suggest you to apply and to consider the course.
I personally think that's a very interesting point, Maya. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure
Thanks.
our participants as well. So Francesco?
Yeah, as Maya said, really hospitality, it's very dynamic, young environment, and there is a lot of turnover, so there are a lot of possibilities really, because in 1-2 years people leave, so you can get the position of someone else. It's really easy to grow, ramp up if you're eager to learn and to work. It's really easy to grow up inside the company, and also it's a nice way to see the world, because for the first year of my experience I always worked in different countries, and as a receptionist, as a waiter, as a kitchen person, you will always find a job in every country of the world. So it's a nice way, also fun way to visit the world.
Thank you very much, Francesco. So to our participants, thank you very much for staying with us until the end. We apologize if some questions remain unanswered, but unfortunately we are out of time. But of course, you will receive tomorrow the thank you email on your inbox. You will find there the contact information, and you can contact directly the staff of this master, as Manuela said, and you can maybe book a personal interview. So I'm Lucia from Doxity, and I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to present this fantastic webinar with the staff. This webinar called Hospitality and Tourism, What's Next? So thank you very much to our panel, Maya Cosentino, Francesco Catarsi, Manuela De Carlo, Paola Iemmalo. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. And we'll be looking forward to meet you again on the next webinars organized by Doxity. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.